talking earlier about the price structure, and then the alternative, SpaceX ended up coming around and offering with cost plus. The alternative to cost
exactly.
plus.
So the military-industrial complex, the reason why it is so, why it has such a bad reputation is the government wants control, and the for-profit companies want cash flow. So they're like, okay, let's all come up with an idea. Well, why don't we just do cost plus? Whatever it costs you, we will give you 10% above that as your cash flow. So the natural outcome of that is for Boeing and Lockheed to say, turns out it costs us a lot, like a lot. We need 50,000 people for this launch.
And it takes forever.
And it takes forever,
right.
Because the longer it takes, the more money they make. And so that, of course, wasn't the intention, but that's just how human nature works. And so SpaceX came along and said, look, we're doing the math on this. This thing's not going to cost that much. It's not going to cost $1 billion. It's going to cost $50 million. And the government would say, but we'll pay you $1 billion. We just want you to do it our way. No, but that's the wrong way. You should do it this way. That's $50 million. We were very happy with that price. The government was like, no, but we don't want that. And we actually couldn't believe it. We're like, but you must want it for a lower price. Actually, they didn't care that much about price. Especially the generals. The generals and the military, they really didn't care about price because they really needed it. I had one conversation with the general, it was very enlightening. He was like, I need you to understand, I am a general. I am in charge of success in war. I need it to be the way I need it to be. You need to understand where I'm coming from. I need to control this. And it was enlightening because it's not untrue that if you're a general, you don't want to lose control, but it had gotten so out of hand. In fact, it was Senator McCain who fought for us in government to allow the government to do a different business model. So we have a lot of respect for him, and we spent good time with him. But without someone like him, like a maverick inside a government to say, hey, there's a different way here, we would still be in this world where you cough in the direction of space and it's $10 billion. As opposed to a SpaceX, we're able to do a launch now twice a week. And it's all cost, it's all, we charge you a price and you pay that price and we deliver. Just like as if we're Amazon. And that's how we ended up, I think we now run 80% of the launch business in the country.
So here's what he's saying in simple terms. He's saying that these big defense contractors like Boeing and Lockheed that make rockets and weapons for the government, they get a fixed cost to build from the government plus a 10%. So whatever it costs, that's what the government is going to pay, and the government actually likes it that way. So these companies have no reason to save money at all. They can hire as many people as they want. They can take as long as they want. The more expensive it gets, the more money they make, because keep in mind, whatever that cost is, the government's going to pay that cost, and then they're going to pay 10% on top of that. So they actually have an incentive to make it as expensive as possible. And that's why we see things like a bag of bolts costing $80,000. Because it doesn't matter. The taxpayers are paying, and there's no incentive to have it any other way. And then SpaceX came in and said that we have a new way of doing this. It's going to be a fixed price. It's going to be a low price at $50 million. But there's going to be an incentive, because if we can do it at a cheaper price, we'll be able to keep that extra profit. So this is a much better way of doing this because it saves taxpayer money, and SpaceX can actually make more money because there's an incentive to do it cheaper. The result is SpaceX now does 80% of US launches. Clearly, this was a better option.